Hi, this is Debbie Burns, and I'm here on Author Tip Tuesday to share some advice on how to help supporting characters come to life on the page. I'm the author of both the Rescue Me series and Summer by the River, and if you've read my work, you know that my supporting characters are often dogs and cats, as often as they are people. Since secondary characters are support for the protagonist, they typically don't take up as much space on the page, and we don't want them to. Without as many lines to devote to them, we often make them big and vivacious, and our readers notice when they fall off the page. So, how do we keep our supporting characters from freezing up and seeming like mannequins when they aren't an essential part of the conversation or action in the scene? If you've been writing for a while, no doubt you're familiar with the term talking heads. Talking heads happens when there's a long section of dialogue not broken up by any narrative action, description, or dialogue tags, and we know to avoid this. What we don't always do so well is paying attention to our supporting characters who suddenly aren't part of the conversation. We want to check back in with them at least every page to half a page, depending on pacing. Some tips to help with this. After letting your scenes sit for several days after writing them, pay particular attention to the supporting characters as you reread. If you can't tell what's happening with your supporting characters, no doubt your readers won't be able to either. To keep from doing this, it helps to give them actions that are easy for readers to visualize and keep these characters busy for an extended time. Some examples are answering a phone call and stepping away, bending down to tie a shoe, or suddenly seeing something on the sale rack and dashing over. Things like that for people. For dogs, it's a little different. Dogs are dogs, and they're always doing something even when they're sleeping. They're active sleepers. They make noise, they snore, they're constantly shifting positions, or their legs are running while they're dreaming. They're looking out the window, they're barking at sounds, the doorbell rings, obviously they're running for it. So we want them to be active parts of the scenes without taking over the scenes. If you want some examples, for animals, spend a half hour with your pet. Journal, write down what they're doing, and you'll have little bits to parse throughout your manuscript. Avoid starting a scene with supporting characters and not checking back in. But also, when you do check back in, you want it to be a natural part of your scene. So take care and take time to work those check-ins in the most natural way that you can, so it doesn't feel jarring to your reader. Hopefully these tips were helpful. That's all for now. Happy writing and stay positive.